The history of atomic bombs. Atomic bombs, also known as nuclear weapons, are weapons of mass destruction that release a tremendous amount of energy upon detonation. This energy is released in the form of a powerful explosion and intense heat, making them incredibly destructive devices. The power of an atomic bomb comes from the energy released by the splitting, or fission, of atoms. Atomic bombs are made using either uranium or plutonium, which are both heavy elements. These elements are placed inside a bomb casing, and when the bomb is detonated, conventional explosives compress the uranium or plutonium to a critical mass. This causes the atoms to split, releasing a tremendous amount of energy in the form of heat and radiation. Uranium and plutonium are both heavy elements that are used as the primary fuel in atomic bombs. Uranium is a naturally occurring element that can be found in small concentrations in rocks, soil, and water. It is a dense, heavy metal that is slightly radioactive. There are two main isotopes of uranium, U-235 and U-238. U-235 is the isotope that is used in atomic bombs, as it is the isotope that is most easily split, or fission. However, U-235 makes up only a small fraction of natural uranium, so it must be enriched before it can be used in a bomb. Plutonium is a man-made element that is created by bombarding natural uranium with neutrons in a process called nuclear transmutation. Like uranium, plutonium also has two main isotopes, Pu-239 and Pu-240. Plutonium-239 is the isotope that is used in atomic bombs, as it is the isotope that is most easily fissioned. Both uranium and plutonium are highly radioactive and dangerous if not handled properly. They require specific conditions for their storage and handling to avoid contamination and other hazards. They are also materials that are subject to control by international treaties and regulations to prevent their proliferation and use in nuclear weapons. The process of creating an atomic bomb is extremely complex and requires a great deal of expertise and resources. The first step is to obtain the necessary raw materials, which are either uranium or plutonium. These materials must then be enriched to increase the concentration of the specific isotopes needed for the bomb. Once the materials have been enriched, they are then assembled into a bomb casing. Conventional explosives, such as TNT, are placed around the enriched uranium or plutonium. When the bomb is detonated, these explosives compress the materials to a critical mass, causing them to split and release energy. The first atomic bomb was developed during World War II as part of the Manhattan Project, a top-secret research program led by the United States. The first atomic bomb was tested in July 1945, and two bombs were later dropped on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August of that year. These bombings resulted in the deaths of over 200,000 people, most of them civilians. In the decades since the development of the first atomic bomb, many countries have developed nuclear weapons, and the threat of nuclear war remains a significant concern to this day. The use of atomic bombs is now widely considered to be a war crime and is banned by many international treaties. The use of atomic bombs can have a number of negative consequences, including human loss of life. The use of atomic bombs can result in the deaths of a large number of people, both military personnel and civilians. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in World War II resulted in the deaths of over 200,000 people. Environmental damage. Atomic bombs can cause significant damage to the environment, including the release of radioactive materials and the contamination of soil and water. This can lead to long-term health problems for people and animals living in the affected area. Long-term health effects. Exposure to radiation from an atomic bomb can lead to a number of health problems, including cancer, birth defects, and other illnesses. The people who were exposed to radiation during the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki continue to experience health effects to this day. Psychological effects. The use of atomic bombs can have a severe psychological impact on the people who are affected by them, including survivors, witnesses, and those who lost loved ones. This can include symptoms such as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, and depression. Economic impact. The use of atomic bombs can result in significant economic losses, including the cost of rebuilding destroyed infrastructure and the loss of economic productivity due to the displacement of people. Political impact. The use of atomic bombs can have a profound political impact, including the escalation of tensions and the potential for retaliation. It can also lead to the breakdown of diplomatic relations between nations and the potential for a nuclear war. Proliferation. The possession and potential use of nuclear weapons by some countries can lead to an arms race and the proliferation of nuclear weapons to other countries, increasing the risk of their use and the threat they pose to international security. Nuclear fallout. The detonation of a nuclear weapon generates a huge amount of radioactive materials that can travel hundreds of miles and cause serious health problems to people and animals. It can also cause damage to the environment and make the affected area uninhabitable for a long time. Long-term costs. The development, maintenance and disposal of nuclear weapons require a significant amount of resources and money. This can be a financial burden for the countries that possess them. Overall, atomic bombs are powerful weapons of mass destruction that release a tremendous amount of energy upon detonation. They are made using either uranium or plutonium, which are assembled into a bomb casing, and conventional explosives are placed around the enriched materials. The process of creating an atomic bomb is extremely complex, and the use of such weapons is now considered a war crime. Nuclear weapons are a major concern for the world peace and security, and efforts are being made to prevent their proliferation and use. Thanks for watching.